Doctors of Reddit, what is something that you wish everyone knew about their body?
You need some kind of exercise. Doesn't matter how you feel right now, sitting for 12-16 hours a day will have negative consequences.
Don't do DIY surgery or hold off on reporting things that are obvious warning signs. Don't be the guy who tried to remove his skin cancer with a knife.
NSFW, what unexpectedly turned you on?
That scene in GoldenEye where Xenia Onatopp squeezes that guy to death awoke something in me at a very young age.
I accidentally Pavloved myself. There used to be this porn I watched with two chicks in it that had no audio other than music by Disturbed. Years later Disturbed came on the radio, I instantly got turned on. Was so confused for like 10 seconds.
This guy I was seeing called customer service to get a company error corrected. He used the softest, firmest, most understanding tone I've ever heard and I lost my damn mind.
When I worked in a pharmacy as a stalker, once I spilled some of that KY warning line on myself as a bottle had cracked open in transit and like, why didn't I get turned on? It's unexplainable. But it happened. I bought some after I clocked out.
What are some real-life unlockable areas?
Employee-only doors.
Jails and prisons. You actually have to be invited in, you can't just drop on by. Edit, both as a visitor or a resident.
If you learn a different language you can unlock a different part of the internet.
The moon, very hard area to unlock.
Bars and clubs, depending at the type of clubs/bars, and your location, requires you to be level 1821 to enter.
I read somewhere that there's a special high-end restaurant in Disneyland that only certain people are allowed to access.
Areas that require security clearance. You need the right gym badges to access the Area 51 region and catch the ultra-rare Pokémon.
What needs to stop being romanticized?
Being overwhelmed and overworked.
Samurais. Dudes were complete assholes. Killed people just for looking at them, or no reason at all.
Murder, and serial killers in particular.
Cartels. Seriously, Netflix and Hulu. El Chapo is a mass murderer.
Mental illnesses. Bad boys with tragic pasts. I don't care about how horrible their childhood was, it's no free pass for them to be abusive assholes. Edit, thank you Boy Witch from Sleep No More for my most popular post. I still hate you though.
Police officers of Reddit, what's the funniest thing someone has done because they were nervous around you?
My friend drove me home once when we were stopped for a routine check. He sipped from a beer once and was so nervous he said, I drank much orange juice, so if you test me positive on alcohol that's because the juice became alcohol in my belly.
I commonly have people hand me their credit card, or some other plastic, when asked for their driver license. I think things that are done purposely have been funnier, like someone looking me in the eyes and purposely pissing their pants.
Doctors, nurses, and EMTs of Reddit. What is your best how the fuck are you not dead moment?
Did clinicals at a trauma ward had an elderly woman who broke all her ribs and the lower half of her back after being bucked from and stomped on by a horse.
People who ordered Belle Delphine's bathwater. Why?
Because I ran out of gamer girl pee.
This is the weird type of shit that makes me feel better about the amount of money I've spent on shoes and Steam sales.
DNA for cloning obviously.
That's a little weird. I just sniff chairs when an attractive lady gets up from the chair and leaves like a normal person.
Mock all you want, but I mixed a little into a shot of vodka and it cured my head.
What childhood rules do you still follow? for no real reason.
I only eat one thing at a time to make sure I'm hungry before preparing the next item to cut down on waste.
Watch my language very carefully around anyone older than me.
If I'm sitting in the back seat of a car and both seats are open, I sit on the left side. The right side was always my brother's growing up, and it just feels wrong to be sitting there, even almost a decade later.
I nearly always walk on my tiptoes so I don't make noise when I walk. Because if I ever made noise walking as a kid, I would be in trouble.
I still hold onto the side of the cart when I go shopping with my mom.
No phone calls before 9 a.m. or after 10 p.m. We have been getting a robocall after 10 recently, and it infuriates me beyond all reason.
What's that piece of classical music that everyone has heard without knowing the title?
O Fortuna Carmina Burana.
Air on the G-string. Buck. So many wedding couples ask for this piece to be played at their ceremony. But they don't know its name, only its hauntingly beautiful melody, so the groom often hums it.
I don't know the title.
Also Sprach Zarathustra, Richard Strauss, that stunning music that is played at the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Night on Bald Mountain Mussorgsky.
What are some huge green flags that are often overlooked?
When someone is quick to give credit and slow to place blame. Such a great sign that someone will celebrate other people and appreciate, acknowledge them, and will be really kind and benevolent when something bad happens.
That the person is actually listening to you.
When they show genuine interest in you or what you're doing, they listen to you go on and on about shit they don't care about and don't understand because they know you enjoy talking about it.
People doing kind or generous things they don't expect praise for, like secret gifts or acts of service.
My boyfriend will sometimes be upset and start a sentence with "well you," and then takes a second and starts over with "I feel." I notice every time and I try and be the same way,